Good evening. Coming up tonight.
The new student housing name has been revealed.
And there's a new trophy coming home to Columbia.
Plus, find out how you can experience a blast from the past right here on campus.
All that and more tonight on Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Grace Berkery.
And I'm Clarissa Meier. Thanks for joining us tonight.
If you live at Green Crossing or Palm Meadow Complex, you've probably noticed a new apartment complex next door, quickly making its way up from the ground. Just recently, the building revealed its name and its plans to welcome students this upcoming fall. Gateway 737 is going to be a 12-story complex with 311 furnished apartments, holding over 900 students. It will also include amenities such as a swimming pool, rooftop terrace, and 14,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space. Chair of the USC Development Foundation Board of Directors, Jim Canty, says these amenities are meant to cater to the evolving needs of USC students, especially as admission numbers continue to soar. So I live at Green Crossing, and it's been crazy to see from the beginning of the year to now just how much it's grown, and it's already ready to introduce students this fall.
Yeah, I live in Greek Village, which is really close to where Gate 737 is, and I've just seen it like continually grow, and it's been so fast. But one thing I'm worried about is the price. I'm hoping that it is not too out of budget, because I know that students want to live on campus, but
especially with those amenities too.
Yeah, affordability is key. Although this past weekend was full of festivities to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, USCPD is warning students to stay vigilant and aware. An alleged sexual assault occurred this past Saturday in the afternoon. According to the Columbia Police Department, the incident happened on South Assembly Street between Rosewood and Whaley Street. The victim was sexually assaulted by two men after accepting a shuttle service on a black golf cart. Columbia PD and USC PD are investigating the incident and still looking for the suspects of the case. They believe one wore a black t-shirt with the Carolina logo and the other wore a Chicago Bears jersey. Anyone with information are urged to provide it through the Rave Guardian Safety app or Crime Stoppers of South Carolina.
A man was shot in 5 Points last night, just hours after St. Patrick's Day brought nearly 40,000 people to the capital city. According to the Columbia Police Department, officers responded to sounds of gunfire around 10 p.m. Saturday night in the 1000 block of Hardin Street. After authorities requested additional backup, a male victim was found wounded to the lower body. The suspect's identity has not been discovered yet, and there is no word about any additional shooters. Although the St. Patrick's Day celebration was held in the same area, police say there is no connection between the shooting and the celebration at this time. Coming up after the break, SGTV sports reporters Lauren Ciuci and Isabella Davis will give us the latest in sports. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Lauren Ciuci.
And I'm Isabella Davis, here to give you the latest in sports. Gamecock hockey brought home the national champion title last week from the D1 AAU national title game. The Cocks defeated Fairfield in the first game of nationals in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Another victory for the Gamecocks was nailed during the second game against Fordham. The Cocks finished 7-0. Game 3 was against Niagara University, and the Cocks won 3-2 to advance them to the Final Four. The Cocks won 6-4 in the Final Four game against Tampa, advancing them to the national championship game against Buffalo. The team defeated Buffalo 4-1 to bring home the national title. The game was 0-0 after the first period. Going into period 2, Buffalo took a penalty, giving the Gamecocks their first power play of the game. Shortly after, Buffalo made the first goal of the game. Then Jake Pusker scored a bank shot for the Gamecocks from behind the net, bringing the score 1-1. Just a few minutes later, Johnny Riggins made a power play goal to make the score 2-1 Cocks. In the third period, Marco Pineda made it a 3-1 game. With 2 minutes left in the game, the Gamecocks finished off strong with another goal. making the final score of the championship game 4-1 Gamecocks. This marked Gamecock hockey's first AAU college hockey national championship, capping off a successful season for South Carolina.
Spring break may have been a time to relax, but South Carolina athletics have been keeping incredibly busy these past few weeks. Just in case you missed it, here are some basketball highlights from our time away at Student News at 7. For women's basketball, the Gamecocks won the SEC championship, taking down reigning national champions LSU. This makes it the team's 8th win in the SEC tournament championship for the last 10 seasons. Dawn Staley, coach of the women's basketball team, and Lamont Paris, coach of the men's basketball team, have made their mark in SEC history. Both Staley and Paris won SEC Coach of the Year. This dual recognition has only been done 3 times before, where both nominees won from the same institution. Dawn Staley continues to prove her impact as the women's basketball coach team has completed another undefeated regular season and heads into March as a #1 seed. Lamont Paris has showcased his coaching abilities, leading the team to its most successful regular season in program history, and they will head into the NCAA tournament as a #6 seed. This is South Carolina's first appearance in the tournament since 2017, and Lamont Paris has cultivated this environment in just 2 short years. An extension for Lamont Paris through 2029 to 2030 season is a direct result of this incredible season. A lot has gone down since we have seen you last, but the madness has just begun, or some might say, March Madness has begun. It is so cool seeing not just one coach, but two coaches be nominated for SEC Coach of the Year and winning. It is like an incredible honor to watch and be a part of the university during these like historic events. I feel like they're just breaking new records every week.
They really are. And then with Selection Sunday happening yesterday, we heard the men's team is going to be playing Oregon this Thursday, and our women's team will play Lady of the Sacred Heart or Presbyterian College Friday here in Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. So that's so exciting that we can be a part of those games.
Definitely have to see them on Friday.
Gamecock baseball played Ole Miss in a 3-game series this past weekend in Oxford, Mississippi. The team lost the first 2 games to the Rebels until the last game of the series on Sunday. The Gamecocks won 6-2. In the first inning, the Gamecocks did not score. Roman Kimball took the mound for his 3rd start of the season. Kimball ended the first with a strikeout. Going into the second inning, Tyler Causey brought the Gamecocks the 2-0 lead. Parker Nolan brought the score up 3-0 for the Gamecocks, and Matthew Becker got his first punch-out of the day in the 3rd inning. Going into the top of the 5th, Talmadge LaCroix made a 2-run double, bringing the score 5-0 Gamecocks. Later in the inning, Dylan Brewer reached an error to score LaCroix, giving South Carolina a 6-0 lead. Becker allowed just 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings, showing off his performance. By the end of the 6th, the score was 6-2 Gamecocks. Starting the 7th, Becker got 1 of his 4 strikeouts. Garrett Gainey ended the 8th with a big punch-out to help bring in a garnet and black win on St. Patrick's Day. Up next, the Gamecocks will play USC Upstate tomorrow at 6 p.m. in Greenville. Hopefully coming back from this series loss this past weekend for the team in Mississippi, they can get ready for this game tomorrow and this coming weekend, just build up their momentum going into these games.
Yeah, they seem to be having a really good season, so hopefully this was just a little bump in the road and they'll have it all figured out, I'm sure.
Right.
Club sports are continuously growing and ever-changing, but for one particular club team here in South Carolina, they are just finishing up their 1st year running. The Carolina Competitive Dance Club established on campus starting in the 2023 through 2024 academic school year. The club was founded by a student of the university who wanted to give all dancers the chance to compete, despite their level of skill. To participate in the club, members can choose from the performance team or the competitive team, or opt to be in both. Members of the club explore and learn a wide variety of dance styles and remain inclusive to all people and dance traditions. Besides performing on the dance floor, members are also busy spreading the word about the competitive dance club at organization fairs, fundraising events, percent nights, and social media. Because of the clubs on campus with similar aspects, the Carolina Competitive Dance Club had to prove and differentiate itself from others. In doing this, the team attends competitions around Columbia and performs in showcases every semester. Over this past weekend, the club team held its first competition at the Lexington 4 Performing Arts Center. The Carolina Competitive Dance Club continues to grow and strives to expand to an even bigger team and audience in their future endeavors.
Coming up after the break, SGTV entertainment reporters Destini Austin and Hailey Brown will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Hailey Brown.
And I'm Destini Austin, here to give you the latest in this week's entertainment. Step back in time with Retro Rec 101, a blast from the past event happening on March 21st from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Strom Wellness and Fitness Center, South Center Gym. Retro Rec is the newest event this semester, promising to transport students back to elementary school days with popular gym class games. Some classic games that will be featured include Race, Brain Surge, Hidden Pattern, Foursquare, Hula Hoop, Ring Toss, and many more. Sign-ups are still open on Garnet Gate via Sign Up Genius for those eager to join in the retro fun and participate in teams. Don't miss out on this opportunity to recapture the essence of youth and make new memories at Retro Rec 101.
On Your Feet the Musical is coming to Columbia. From March 26th to the 28th at 7:30 p.m., the Tony-nominated true story of Gloria and Emilio Estefan's rise to international fame will be told on stage at the Koger Center. From their beginnings in the band Miami Sound Machine in the 70s to Gloria's decorated solo music career, the couple has been compatible in terms of music and love. According to Gloria, music was the biggest thing that got them through their life, and they hope that through their musical they can inspire other people as well. The show features iconic songs from the pair, such as their signature song, Conga. Gloria Estefan paved the way for other Latin pop artists, such as Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez, and Shakira. The musical is a celebration of Cuban and Miami culture that would be a shame to miss. Tickets for the show can be purchased at CogerCenterForTheArts.com, starting at around $35.
Calling all LEGO fans. Get ready for a Bricktastic experience at the Columbia BrickCon, presented by SE Bricks. This exciting LEGO fan event will be taking place on March 23rd and 24th at 901 Brookwood Drive in Columbia. The exhibits are mostly produced by adult LEGO fans. There will be over 1.5 million studs of pre-built displays covering a range of themes, from medieval to city to space and beyond at the event. Those who visit can also expect to get involved at the Race Car Challenge, where you can build your own race car and go head-to-head against a friend or foe. Other displays include Vendor Village, where a treasure trove of new and retired LEGO sets, individual minifigures, LEGO merchandise, and more from local vendors who share the passion for all things LEGO will be held. Those who attend can also let their creativity soar at the Imagination Station, where the only limit is their imagination.
This Friday from 2 to 3:30 p.m. and Saturday from 10:30 to 12 p.m., connect with Columbia's nature on a riverside walk with a local professional forager. Matt Kipp is the founder of Full Belly Foraging. For 15 years, Kipp's business has encouraged a more natural way of living and offers instruction on the art of foraging, a practice that Kipp says has been neglected in modern times. Kipp offers a variety of educational nature walks for many different levels of experience. The event hosted by the Columbia Museum of Art is a part of their Art Blossoms weekend. This educational foraging walk is for beginners and will aim to rekindle the natural hunter-gatherer instinct and to change passive observers of nature into participants. Kipp's foraging walks include lessons on how to identify wild, edible, and medicinal plants, as well as species to avoid. Additionally, Kipp brings a wild dish to sample before the excursion. Full Belly Foraging's goal is to, quote, ignite in you the feeling of radical freedom that comes with rewilding your mind, end quote. Registration costs $35 and may be completed through the Columbia Museum of Art's website. Destini, I was reading up on Matt Kipp's story, and he talked about how as a kid he watched the woods behind his house get destroyed and turned into shopping malls and roads, and that inspired him to live a more natural and wild life. And I just think this whole thing is really inspiring, to take all the resources that the earth provides to you and use those natural gathering instincts to create your own food source.
Yeah, I do think that's a good lifestyle to live by. I do like nature, but I've never been foraging before. Have you ever done anything like that?
I actually have. At summer camp, I would always go to the environmental activity, and I actually was the highest level in the environmental activity, and so I can make a fire, and I can identify a couple of plants. I'm no expert, but it was always one of my favorite activities. It's very like hiking vibes and granola, so if you're into that kind of stuff, you would definitely enjoy foraging.
I do think those are good skills to have in everyone's life. Yeah, I agree. That's all your entertainment news. That's all your entertainment news for tonight. After the break, Clarissa and Grace will return to finish up tonight's news. Stay with us.
Every Tuesday, USC hosts a farmers market on Green Street. SGTV reporter Bridget Brachowski got an in-depth look at the event. What have you got for us, Bridget?
If you happen to be taking a stroll or maybe walking to class past Green Street on Tuesdays, you may stumble upon some fresh produce, handmade art, and other unique items. Rain or shine, the Healthy Carolina Farmers Market has become a Tuesday tradition at the university, highlighting local and student-run small businesses. I'm so excited. Mandy Churchwell from the Veggie Patch has been selling produce at the farmers market for almost 16 years to promote healthy options on campus.
We started this market so that kids could have the opportunity to get fresh fruits and vegetables because we want kids to eat healthy options, not just go get fast food all the time. Thank you.
According to Churchwell, participating in the farmers market has benefited the business and also encouraged students to check out other local options around Columbia.
The farmers market not only helps local businesses, but brings the Carolina community right here to campus.
Located right in the heart of campus, the farmers market vendors have the opportunity to connect with students in their environment.
It's awesome because I also think the Columbia community likes to see the younger folk and what type of impact we're having.
As students become familiar with our local community, the vendors do just the same.
One thing I like about it, I get to meet all the different students, and we meet students from all over the world, and even if there's a communication barrier, we'll give them a sample.
With the spring semester in full swing, the Healthy Carolina Farmers Market will be able to continue creating campus connections and promoting small businesses. For SGTV, I'm Bridget Brachowski.
Thanks, Bridget. Now, as a freshman, I love the farmers market. My friends and I went almost every Tuesday, and let me tell you, they used to have pimento cheese. They might still have it. Love the pimento cheese. Get free samples. Highly recommend.
Clarissa, I do have a confession. I've never been to the farmers market on Tuesdays, but definitely needs to change, and that needs to change at some point.
For sure. We're definitely only co-anchors, no longer friends. This has kind of harmed our relationship a little bit, but that's okay. I'll forgive you. The South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control issued an air quality alert this past week. Lasting until Friday, the alert was for the fine particles in the Midlands and PD regions. This may be why Columbia residents had noticed more smoke or fog around the area. A meteorologist with DHEC's Bureau of Air Quality said the main culprit of smoke and particulate matter will be coming from the prescribed burns. As we are in the heart of prescribed burn season, the wind this past week was minimal, leaving the matter to build up. Many of respiratory health issues were advised to stay inside, with doctors saying poor air quality affects those with allergies and asthma the most. For the future, DHEC officials say poor air quality alerts are common and can occur again during the prescribed burn seasons. The House of Representatives have passed a bill concerning the regulation of popular social media platform TikTok. This bill would force TikTok's owners, ByteDance, to sell the app, or else TikTok would be banned in America. The bill stems from growing concerns over Chinese ownership posing a security risk. Some representatives say China uses the algorithm to feed political propaganda, while others worry about Americans' personal data being stored. TikTok believes the concerns are non-existent, as 3 Americans are on the 5-person board, and American user data is stored domestically. Around 170 million Americans are on TikTok already. TikTok creators and users stay vocal as they advocate for the platform to protest the potential ban. The bill's opponents are concerned about free speech rights, but now it is up to the Senate's vote before it heads to President Biden.
Did you know that South Carolina has an official state butterfly? The eastern tiger swallowtail was designated as South Carolina's official butterfly in 1994. It can be identified by its bright yellow color with 4 black stripes on its forewing. These butterflies are known to be great pollinators for orchids and gardens in the Palmetto State, according to the State House. The species can be seen from early springtime through the fall, producing 3 life cycles in the southeastern states. Because of the warm weather South Carolina has been having thus far, you may be able to spot them earlier than expected. If you're looking to attract these butterflies to your yard, they're especially drawn to milkweed and Joe Pye weed. So definitely as it gets warmer outside, students should head out to the horseshoe and other parts of campus to see if they might be able to spot this.
Yeah, for sure. Grab your milkweed and go attract these cool butterflies. I'm really excited that I didn't know about this. Super nice fun fact. Thank you, Grace.
Absolutely. And that wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Grace Berkery.
And I'm Clarissa Meier. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.